The testers even went as far as to say, this is not a product that you can publish like this. Fantasy Life I celebrated a massive success with over 1 million copies sold worldwide. But did you know this success certainly didn't come without ups and downs? Dan Afami published an almost 2-hour interview with LEVEL5's CEO Hino-san, entrepreneur Hiroyuki-san, and Yoshi-P-san from Square Enix, in which they sat down and shed light on what Fantasy Life I actually went through to become this good. For context, Fantasy Life I is ranked in the top 3 on both Steam and the Nintendo eShop in Japan, but it is also very popular in the West. Hiroyuki-san mentioned he was actually surprised by this recent shift, since cozy games like Story of Seasons used to be popular only in Japan for a very long time. And I fully agree. As a lifelong Harvest Moon or Story of Seasons fan, I remember times when nobody else even knew farming life sims or soul life games. It is a beautiful shift to see more cozy RPGs like Fantasy Life I take over the market. But according to LEVEL5's CEO Hino-san, during its development, Fantasy Life I's gameplay actually felt very suffocating in a way that would make you want to put down your controller very quickly. He describes that the game was initially trying to artificially extend the playtime by making things more tedious and stressful than they need to be. As a result, his team decided that the only way to fix things was to practically remake the whole game within just 1 year. This is absolutely crazy to me, and it certainly explains why the game had been delayed like 4 times in the past. And I would have never thought that this is what they were doing. Apparently, the map used to be extremely small. You couldn't climb or traverse it, the open world didn't exist, and it all felt very restrictive, like the player was essentially trapped on a small island. So LEVEL5's final aim was to reduce the stress level to 0. They ended up simplifying each process to feel smooth and effortless, and they also allowed players to switch between lives and fast travel seamlessly. This is also when they decided to add an open world, which was created entirely from scratch in just 2 months, which allowed for way more freedom of movement and exploration. I am surprised that a huge map of this size was made in such a short amount of time, because there's actually plenty of detail and things to explore in it. I will admit that Gynomorphia felt like an afterthought, but I am still glad they decided to add it. Hino-san also admits that the game wasn't very well calculated to succeed in the first place, but instead they went with an experimental approach and kept changing things as they went. He explains that the entire team was always working so intensely on the details that in the end it was impossible for them to tell if these aspects were even good anymore. And that's where their in-house playtesters were extremely vital to point out what the game was lacking and what needed fine-tuning. The testers even went as far as to say, this is not a product that you can publish like this. And Hino-san expresses his sincere gratitude to them for having the courage to be so completely blunt and honest, which ultimately led to what Fantasy Life I has become now. All these delays in the past had us fans very worried, but now we know that the extra time was clearly needed and spent as effectively as possible. And Hino-san confidently states that Fantasy Life I would have never seen as much success as it did if they hadn't taken that extra year to fix it. I am so glad that the game turned out so well. It honestly felt so polished. I would have never guessed it was done in such a rush. But what do you think? If you like cozy life sims and slow life RPGs, I'd love to have you on board, so please consider subscribing. But that's it from me. Have a wonderful day and take care. And thank you so much, lovely channel members. Danny, MJ, Ty, Liana, Faye, and Mandy.